Life always happens, things we cannot control. But is it all right to still have a few goals? How do you feel about this? And what would reveal about this? When I remember Denzel was doing a speech and he said, dreams without goals are just dreams. Dreams without goals. Daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals. Right? Dreams without goals are just dreams. Is that true? Does that resonate with you? Have you found that when you have no goals, right? When there's no, nothing in mind, what do you find? When you have nothing in mind. There was a movie I watched. It was called Shang-Chi. It was a Marvel movie. And there was a girl protagonist on this movie. And she was going through a personal development. Her character arc was really nice. At first she was the jokester. She never really took things seriously. And then she met up with some people who took a few things seriously. And she was tasked with being an archer. They gave her a bow and arrow. And the lady, when she learned that this girl had no goals, when this girl had no dreams, no ambitions, no wants, no desires, no fire, she handed her a bow and arrow and she said, if you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. Go out to the shooting range, go practice. Right? Winter is coming, right? We got to practice, right? If you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. That's what she told her. I never forgot that lesson. It was like, wow, out of sight, out of mind. If we have no goals, what do we find? Someone asked Aristotle, they said, Aristotle, those Greek philosophers like Socrates and Plato and Aristotle, they said, how does one make it to Mount Olympus? And Aristotle simply said, by ensuring that each step you take is in the direction of Mount Olympus. How could you not make it there? Right? You can see it. It's over there. It's in the distance. You see where you want to go. You acquired your target. Target locked. Target acquired. Approaching target. How can you not make it there if you know where you're going? But if you don't know where you're going, then where are you going? Right? Someone says when we don't know where we're going, we may end up where we're headed. And we never want to look back on a journey we've regretted. Because we never wrote down, we never aspired, and we let all our dreams start to expire. You might wear yourself out. You might start to get tired if you haven't had goals or even rewired your brain to a different direction to just make that subtle connection. So it's interesting, when it comes to planning or the things that we might find are demanding, it can be said, with the deck that life is handing, right? But as long as we're still standing, where are we going? What results have been showing? Hey, my friend, much love. Lois says lists and goals. So you write lists and goals. I see you. Hey, Haruka. Konnichiwa. Arigato, Haruka. Thank you. Haruka-san. Thank you for joining us today. Nabiha is in here. Yeeha in here. Okay, I see Love Through Angel says, I see both sides. It's all about perception. Energy goes where attention flows, for sure. Yeah, what we focus on the longest grows the strongest. I believe that. But when you don't have attachment to the desires, you'll see that all the desires were illusions in the first place. Interesting. I love this topic too. Yeah, it's a great topic. So seeing both sides of the fence. Interesting. So for the ladies and gents that see both sides of the fence, Haruka says, it depends on where you are in your spiritual growth. If you are close to enlightenment, no need for goals. How would you know? Close to enlightenment. How would you know how close you are to enlightenment? That's interesting. But before that, need goals and visions, probably. Wow. So let's see what it says here. And thank you for that input, Haruka and Angel. Thank you both. I appreciate you. So, reaching our goals. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. If we ask people about their goals in life, we may get quick and precise responses to find a certain kind of employment, to start a business, to learn to play an instrument, to retire early, but many of those same people may have no idea how they will accomplish their goals. Having goals is important. Without goals, we don't know where we're headed. But having a goal is easy. Planning to achieve it is the hard part. What is the first step? How long will it take to reach the goal? What kinds of effort will we need to make? How likely is success? Who can help? Tell yourself, I'll choose one of my goals and lay out a plan to accomplish it, step by step. This really makes me think, I remember Bob Proctor had somebody asking him about buying a home. And he was talking to them about what kind of home do you see yourself in? What kind of house do you want to buy? And they said, yeah, well, we know of one. But yeah, we just, we let that dream go because we don't really have the money. He said, don't worry about the money. I said, what? He said, you haven't made the decision that the house is yours. He said, once you make the decision, the rest will fall into place. But first you have to decide that this is where you're going, that's even where you want the energy to be flowing. And the rest will take care of itself. Don't worry about how. The how will take care of itself when you know what. And even more than what, you know why. Why do you want that house to begin with? I remember people were wanting to learn how to do a handstand push-up. There was a Jamaican on YouTube. I remember I watched him years ago. And he said, Yavan Ting them, they come to me, they ask me how to do a handstand push-up. Yeah, man, I got so many people ask me how to do a handstand push-up. First, you can't ask me how long. You can't ask me how long. It's telling me you don't really love doing it because you're wondering how long it's going to take. First, you have to fall in love with it until it becomes a part of you and practice it every day. I said, okay. That man had passion, right? A handstand push-up for him wasn't just the latest fashion. He had passion, but he knew what he wanted. He wanted to master the handstand push-up. He had a goal in mind. And because he had that goal in mind, he saw the signs. He made the time. And things aligned. And lo and behold, he did the handstand push-up. And he was doing 50 in a row. He was just busting them out, busting on the handstand, right? It was amazing to watch. But it's how did he get here? First, he knew where he wanted to go. He planted that seed and then allowed it to grow. So, as they say, out of sight, out of mind. If we never have goals, then what do we find? It's an interesting question. We're still learning the lessons.